Hi, this is Alok here for the Nathaniel School of Music. Today we'll be looking at a little trick to figure your way out around the fretboard a little easier. For those of you just beginning, you must have learnt how to coordinate your two hands and how to play your basic scales, like say a major scale, like something that goes like this. To play something like that, of course, initially, I'm sure you'll be uh, trying to grapple with the fingering a bit. One trick to get over that is to use what we call artificial harmonic. Now, I'll very quickly show you how to play one, how to find a harmonic, and then you can always, it will take some time, but you can always use that later to get familiar with the left hand part of the scales and whatever else it is that you're playing. So very quickly, an artificial harmonic is, I'll just show you one harmonic, which is the octave harmonic, which is all we're going to use for this exercise. Play any fret of any string, play any note that you can find over here. Say this one, I think this is a G. So find any note that you like, go 12 frets up from there on your fretboard. On the same string, just count up 12 frets and find the next similar note on the same string. So that is right there, right? So if you can see, I'm 5 frets from the bottom here and I'm 5 frets away from the 12th fret here. And you can even see that the patterns on the bass are the same once you start repeating from the 12th fret. So right here. Now what you've got to do here is keep holding this note over here. Put your thumb over this fret, not at the fret like you do with this fretting hand, but here you play a little further out over the fret, right? You put your thumb over there and then with your index finger or your middle finger here, you pluck that string. So you're doing that. And what you get is a note that sounds one octave above this note. So if you can listen to this, right? And over here, right? So that will give you one octave above this note. So for those of you who have never played a harmonic like that, practice it. It takes a bit of getting used to handle this hand and then make sure that this hand is at the right place and then pluck. Once you're done with the basic part of just getting that right, play your scale. Take a major scale, start at that same note and play that. That's ascending and that's descending. What you've got to do now is play the exact same scale up over here on the fretboard. The same strings that you're playing over here, you play the harmonic over here and play the same scale up and down. So that's right. So you can see I'm moving my hand and you can kind of make out that you're able to see the shape of that scale very clearly. Now, obviously, if you practice this a bit, you get quicker at it. And since you're probably just starting out with your scales, you can practice your scales up and down. But if you're being adventurous, then you can play around and play anything. Whatever note you're playing on this side of the fretboard, you replicate the same thing 12 frets up on this using this little technique of the thumb and the index finger. In a sense, you'll kind of know intuitively after that. It's easier to figure out what shapes you need to use to get certain notes in certain intervals. For example, there's a G over here and there's the third note. So you kind of figure out that that third note comes like this when you go one diagonal downwards, right? That becomes your third. And you get used to these shapes and these intervals coming out of your ability to imagine it on this side of your fretboard. Eventually, you can even just imagine it, try with your eyes closed and you can just see the shape right there when you're playing it on this side. And the cool thing about this technique is you can always use it later on as a tool to learn how to tap and the kind of the more advanced techniques that you use on the bass, especially when you're playing a lead kind of role with the bass. So have fun with this technique, and see your scales and your ability to play on this side of the fretboard improve.